In this video, I am showing off my best game day appetizer. Actually, I am sharing two, a turkey and black bean dip and a bruschetta. So if you want to see what I've got going on, keep watching. Welcome to This and That with Denise Jordan. I teach women to make wise home health and beauty decisions. So if you want to learn more about running a household, subscribe. Or if you want to see reviews about products that can benefit you in your home, subscribe. Because I do videos about those topics all the time. So hit that subscribe button and double tap that little bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming videos. But definitely check out the show notes in the description box below, because that's where I will link my favorite housekeeping and gardening solutions. Okay, let's jump into it. Micky at LiveLaughLovePray and myself are hosting a challenge collaboration for you guys to show off your best game day appetizers. And if you're not familiar with Micky's channel, I will link it below so you can go over and check her out. And if you like what you see, subscribe. And there's also going to be a playlist for the other creators who have joined us in this collaboration so that you can see what they've made. And the playlist is going to be over on Micky's channel. So you're going to have to go over there, check out her video, and click on the link so that you can see the playlist or add your video to the playlist. So be sure and do that. And if you like what you see here on my channel, subscribe. So as you know, like they say in Game of Thrones, winter is coming. Well, the Super Bowl is coming, and there's going to be a lot of Super Bowl parties on the horizon. So we just thought it would be fun to host a collaboration where people share their best game day appetizers. Some are healthy and some are not so healthy. And the two that I'm making are actually healthy. The turkey and black bean nachos are really healthy because I'm using low-fat Greek yogurt for one of the toppings if you choose to do that. And then of course I'm using ground turkey instead of ground beef, so I'm cutting the fat, that kind of thing. And you can use taco chips, you can use taco shells, you can use burritos, whatever. So you can make anywhere from nachos with this black bean and turkey dip, or you can just use it as a dip and just eat it with your chips. The choice is totally up to you. And then the bruschetta is a totally healthy choice. And I'm using some really good bread, spreading it with a little olive oil, a little cheese, a little tomato, and it's going to taste delicious. So let's get it started. One of the things that I really want to do this year is stick to my Weight Watcher plan. I've got a goal that I'm trying to get to, and I didn't want Super Bowl to throw me off. So that's why I decided to make the ground turkey and black bean dip. This ground turkey is 99% fat-free, so it will only count as 0 points. So it will be a 0 points food. And then the black beans are also 0 points, as is the yellow pepper that I'm going to use. So now, what do we need to make the ground turkey and black bean dip? Well, first of all, you need 1 pound of ground turkey. You need 1 packet of taco seasoning mix. And any kind will do. I just happened to pick up the Kroger brand because it was only 39 cents a packet, but any kind will do. You also will need a can of black beans, and again I just picked up the Kroger brand because it was the cheapest at the time. You will also need a can of diced tomatoes and green chilies. If you don't like green chilies, you can just use diced tomatoes, but that just kind of helps to give a little bit of more moisture, a little bit of sauce in your dip. An onion, and 1/2 of a yellow pepper. You can use red pepper, you can use a half yellow, half red, whatever you want, but because I'm only using 1 pound of ground turkey, I'm only going to use 1/2 of a yellow pepper. And then of course there'll be some shredded cheese somewhere along the way. I'll bring that out in a little bit. But let's get it over there on the stove and get this ground turkey to cooking. Spray that with just a little bit of Pam because the ground turkey is so fat free. I decided to add a little red pepper. I just thought the color combination would be pleasing, as well as tasty. So I'm going to add the taco seasoning mix to the ground turkey and the vegetables, and 2/3 cup of water according to package directions. I didn't have to drain the ground turkey because it was so fat free. There was nothing to drain. And this is looking and smelling pretty delicious. If you find that the taco seasoning isn't enough, you can add a little a little red pepper flakes and a little bit of salt and pepper to your taste. But of course, you know I add a little bit of Heinz chili sauce to everything, so let me get that. I just like the flavor that it gives to food. So I'm just going to add a little dollop. Now, of course, that's purely optional. Now I'm going to add the diced tomatoes and green chilies and the black beans. I will drain the black beans first. Now this is done. I'm going to plate it up. Let me just remind you though that the green chilies brings just a little bit of heat. So don't add any extra pepper or hot sauce or anything like that, because otherwise you might get it too spicy. You can provide that at the table if you like. Now we'll make the bruschetta. We'll preheat the oven to 400 degrees. Now I'm going to make the bruschetta. I am going to use some sliced quinoa multigrain bread. I love a good bread. I'm going to spread a little bit of olive oil on the bottom of it and then put some other goodies on the top. I will use 1/2 sweet onion coarsely chopped, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of fresh oregano chopped, so I will be chopping this. 1 teaspoon of fresh basil chopped, and 2 teaspoons of chopped parsley. They're supposed to be fresh, but I've already dried this parsley, so I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of dried parsley. 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese. Fresh Parmesan cheese would be best, but I'm using this one. So let's get that started. just going to dab some extra virgin olive oil on the backs of this bread, and then I will turn it over, and this will be the side that is down on the pan. So this will be the side that gets toasted, crunchy. And again, this is a healthy oil, so you can control how many points you get in by how many slices you take. So now I'm going to turn those over. And I'll set this aside. We'll snip this basil, and it's got such a nice fragrance. So there's our oregano. 2 medium to large coarsely chopped tomatoes. Okay, so now let's put the bruschetta mixture together. So we are going to put the tomatoes and the onions, parsley, basil, oregano, and now the olive oil. And we're just going to mix all of this together. And each of these little slices will be about 3 points. Once we get it mixed together nicely, we will put it atop our bread slices. Now we sprinkle it with a little Parmesan cheese. Now we'll set this in the oven at 400 degrees for about 6 to 8 minutes. Now while the bruschetta's in the oven, I'll get everything else set up. So here's the bruschetta, and it looks amazing. The bread is nice and crisp, but it's still soft there in the center, so it ought to be delicious. Let's give it a taste. This is delicious. It's got a nice nutty flavor from the quinoa and flaxseed bread. And then you've got the flavors from the herbs with the olive oil and the tomatoes and the cheese. Perfect for a Super Bowl party. So here are my best game day appetizers. My ground turkey and black bean dip, and my tomato and herb bruschetta. So for the ground turkey and black bean dip, you can make tacos with it, or you can make nachos with it, and you can just add whatever condiments you like. Here's some verde salsa that you can use, or some sriracha sauce, as well as guacamole, shredded cheddar, low-fat sour cream, and then of course you've got your chips. You can make it as points friendly as you like or not. So here you have it, my best game day appetizers. I hope you enjoyed watching me make them as much as I enjoyed making them for you. They are absolutely delicious. The bruschetta is just so flavorful, and the black bean and ground turkey nachos, dip, tacos, however you want to swing it, is absolutely amazing. So if you want to check out the playlist to see what all the other creators have done, go on over to Live, Laugh, Love, and Pray, Micky's channel, and you can add your video to the playlist there. You can click on the playlist and see what all the other creators have done. Now, just so you know, I've raised 3 children. I've managed a home for more than 45 years, and I am a nurse by profession. So if you want to learn more about running a household, subscribe. I would love to have you as a member of the TNT community. In the meantime, this is Denise Jordan saying goodbye. I am going to enjoy a nice plate of nachos. The lipstick of the day is this. Now here's a swatch of it, and I'm really loving this color. It's definitely a really deep pink, but it's also got just a hint of red and a definite shimmer. So when you want to go with something that's in the pink family but not really too demure, this is the one for you. Now as for lip liner, I just kept it simple, kept it neutral with this Pouty shade by Unique. So let me know what you think about the lipstick color of the day.